Algeria holds colorful landscapes that defy imagination. Here, the sunny and sometimes arid climate leaves unusually deep footprints in its soil. Under the midday sun, the most contrasting colors will fill anyone with wonder. At the foot of red slopes, rivers, swollen by the rains, pour a bloody mud into the sea as though covered with chocolate stains. Then colors turn into softer and neutral shades of ochre and beige and imperceptibly into green. While in the distance, the sea gets tinged with ultramarine and purple shades. In the evening, when the sun skims over the mountains, the same landscape comes out completely faded, barely recognizable. The hills, sky and sleepy sea turn into translucent shades of opal, a mix of softer shades of blue, yellow and pink. On the Tell Atlas, travelers will be mesmerized by the views of the region and its hillsides full of ravines revealing structural lines. On the mountains especially, whether crossed from the west to the east or climbed over from the north to the south, they will be struck by numerous examples of morphological shapes. Borders, a route to discover the Algerian territory in this country with sparse vegetation. River erosion has shaped the relief into miraculous forms. It is indeed rare to find as many traces of alluvial fan flooding, creeping phenomena, capture cases, meanders wheeling in different ways, accurate traces of successive cycles of erosion in the same thalweg, enough to subdue any photographer keen on sharing these natural beauties with his audience. The landscape is different in the high plateaus. As soon as the sun rises, the land shades into hues of a lion's coat everywhere, hungry for water. Stretching over 150 kilometers, these highlands resemble a series of closed basins, the Hodna being one typical example. However, the whole is remarkably tabular and progressive drought is clearly marked southward. Then all of a sudden, at the discretion of the apparent monotony of the landscape, between the road and the meanderings of a dry river, occurs a sea of esparto grass. Tufts grow together and seem to be roasting in the sun. In contrast, the soft blue sky turns into iridescent purple and gold, while the dreamingly limpid regular mountains draw a slightly darker line on the horizon. With its 1.200 kilometers coastline, coves and beaches, Algeria is a balcony overlooking the Mediterranean, sure to enchant visitors fond of wild beaches. From the vast Marsat Ben Mhidi, the Mareb's Copacabana near the borders with Morocco, to the lovely fishing port of El Kala on the eastern borders, lie a series of relief-accentuated enchanting landscapes. For this coastline, often high and rocky, with steep cliffs and crags plunging into the sea, has contributed to the preservation of the natural scenery. Nearby clumps, sometimes exceeding 1,000 meters above sea level and isolating the coast and coastal roads, are ledges forming some of the most beautiful Mediterranean sights. Meanwhile, the construction of hotel complexes fully integrated into the landscape in Algiers, Tipaza, Oran, and Ainaba also gives this impression of untouched nature. Complexes built by such famous architects as Pouilon and Moretti, that fit naturally into their sites and show a commitment to sustainable coastal development. Seaside areas also provide the chance to experience a history displayed in the open air in fascinating archaeological sites. Punic tombs, Roman ruins, Andalusian kasbahs, Ottoman forts, as well as fishermen's villages, mausoleums of seafarers' patron saints, mix in a beautiful sea mosaic. Whether for swimming, admiring the sea's enchanting depths, teasing fishes or simply relaxing, Algeria, from Gizeh to El Kala, is a unique destination in the Mediterranean. away from the way too frequent concrete buildings in the north and south of Mare Nostrum. A country where authenticity, discovery, meetings are conjugated in the present and for a long time with pleasures of the sea.